Bon dia, good morning. Just going to start a few jobs, but before I do, I just thought I'd show you this little beastie. You can probably hear the goats in the background as well. It's always nice. As you can see, it's quite a bright day, so yeah, we're going to get on with a couple of outside jobs, but then I've got to make a start on the kitchen ceiling, so we'll show you a bit of that as we go. So today we've just spotted this little beastie on the patio. Apparently these are quite nasty and give a bit of a nasty bite, so I'm not going too close to it. Yeah, horrible looking. It's about 4 inches long. It doesn't look too happy. I don't know whether something's had it, or maybe a bird or something and dropped it, or what, but yeah, I'm going to dispose of it because I don't want that running around with the dogs. So after seeing that little beastie about, I've just decided to start doing a little bit of weeding and clearing the patio a little bit, just in case we see any more of the beasties around, or it'll help us see the beasties around if there is any. So I've got a pile there. I'll clear this lot, clear a few more bits of this. Because of the way the patio is breaking up, I don't want to dig too much into it because it'll just get worse. It is something we're going to do in future. We intend extending it quite a way out, so give us a bit more seating room and a bit more shelter from sun and other elements when we want to sit outside. So that's what we're doing at the moment. So there's no point showing you just doing a little bit of weeding. You've seen us do that before. The thing I've done this morning is just made a little fly trap. Doesn't seem to be doing any good at the moment, but we'll see how we do. We seem to have quite a few flies around at the moment, and certainly did last night. So hopefully that'll help. So as usual, I forget to start filming when I do a job. Come on Alfie, you move. So what I'm doing at the moment is a little brick set thing at the side of the door, full of soil, and the wall at the other side of it was getting damp before. This soil's quite damp, as you can probably tell. Thought, well, as a gap filler job, I'll just pull this out. Certainly take the soil out. Depends what's at the bottom as to whether I take the brickwork out at the moment, because I'm not mixing any cement today. So if it gets to a point where I need to fill the bottom in, cement it up because it's, or concrete it up because it's just bare soil, I'll do that another day and pull the bricks out then. So as I say, I'm just digging a bit of this out. It looks like it's had grapes, the grapevine in it before, because I keep finding these big roots. But there's all sorts of bits in here, so yeah, just get it out and the handle's a bit long and keep catching the roof. I haven't got anything else to dig with at the moment, so having to make best of what we've got. I think I need to go and empty my barrow before it gets too heavy. I'm just going to tip it down on the land where we ploughed. It's pretty good soil by the look of it, so should be alright down there. I can get out the gate.
Bon dia. This morning Steve has put Ellie Rosie's fly screen thing up. We've got absolutely tons of flies at the moment. I'm presuming it's because it's the end of the fruit season, getting towards the end of the fruit season. There's a lot of flies about. So I'm just going to cut this. I've measured it to where I want it to be. And then, I don't know if anybody knows a better way of doing it than me, but this is the only way I've found at the moment. So I'm taking one that I've already cut and 3 or 4 of the ones that I haven't cut. It's there somewhere. And then I'll just take one of the next one. Trying to keep them level. Might cut that one a bit short, never mind. So I'm just going to continue doing that all the way along now. If anybody knows any better ways of cutting these, if you could let me know in the comments below, I'd be grateful, because I don't seem to be able to find a way of getting them dead accurate.
So as you can see, I've got this down pretty deep now, and I'm way below the level of the patio. I'm going to leave it at that depth. I'm just going to take this end off over here. I did have a thought about taking the wall out anyway, but having said that, the water might run off the patio and into there and then make the wall even damper. So what I'm going to do is, yeah, just leave it, take it down to just the same sort of level until I concrete it, and then we'll slope it slightly away from the house. It'll only be temporary because I'm going to take all this patio up, pull that out by about another 4 feet or something like that, so we can get a kitchen more in this sort of area where the pump housing is, and move the pump housing around the corner. So we'll see what we do there as we go. Early days now, we're starting to plan a bit more for permanent things, you know, rather than just moving things around and changing little bits. So that's where we're going to be heading. The next big job though probably will be the kitchen ceiling. We want to get that done. I want to get a loft hatch measured up, build a loft hatch, and fill the rest of the ceiling in, cement it from the inside, and then try and render upwards. I've never done that in my life, so it should be a good laugh. You'll have plenty of fun watching cement fall on my head probably, but yeah, if we don't try, we don't find out whether we can do it or not. So that's what we're going to do next. Morning. So this morning we've just been out to collect a couple of T-shaped concrete beams to do the kitchen ceiling. We went yesterday, but we had to order them, so I've just been to collect them this morning. These are the type of things I mean. I'll just turn the camera on so you can see. So this is one of the beams. This one's the long one, the 2 metre one. I've already taken the short one out. I'm going to have to cut them down, so I'm just going to go and measure up and show you what I intend doing. So what I intend to do is cut this beam out here and take all that down, run into the wall at the end. And I'm going to put the 2 metre beam from here to join in with the 1 metre beam that will run across here. To mount them, I've bought some like wall hangers. I couldn't get proper joist hangers, but I'll show you what I got. So I've got 3 each of these, and obviously when I screw them to the wall I can make the gap as big or small as what I need. But the the concrete beams are 125. The biggest joist holder I could get was 110, so obviously I can do that, make my beam wide enough to sit in there. And then it'll be fitted with blocks like that and some shorter ones at this end because the spacing's not big enough to put 2 full-size blocks in. So as well as that, I'm just sorting out a loft hatch because we're going to keep a loft hatch at this end. What I'm aiming at is about 750 long, and then whatever depth it is at the moment, which is about 850. By the time I get a wooden plate on here and here to drop a loft hatch into, which is a bit bigger than standard loft hatch, wider than the standard loft hatch. But yeah, it'll just give us a bit more room to get boxes and things in, and it also means I don't have to build anything out too much. So that's the plan. So the first thing I need to do is obviously measure the width of the blocks so I can position a beam like that here and then put a beam across here to mount the long beam to. I haven't quite decided how I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to notch the bottom out and sit it on the lip so that it just tees together rather than screw mount it or anything like that. They are reinforced, so I'm hoping I can do that easy enough. I'm also hoping that the hangers will take the weight, and then when I get it cemented up, it'll sustain its own weight because the concrete and what have you hardening. So we'll see how it goes. If not, we'll have a mess on the floor. So first job this morning is getting rid of this wood so we can get the beams in and the blocks. So we need all this wood out here and some of this framing out here because we need to shorten it to about these marks what I've got on here for the loft hatch. So one of the problems I've just noticed is obviously where the loft hatch has been built before, they've rendered this edge here. So I'm going to have to chop some of this out down here to make a ledge so that the blocks sit on. Maybe a little awkward, we'll see. Got a hammer and chisel, we'll soon get through that I think. So as you can see, I've started taking some of this out and it's going to be a right mess of a job, but it's got to be done. So I've been pulling them sticks off one at a time, but it's actually nailed onto a panel up here. I don't know whether it'll come out of one. Sorry about that, I've got a bit of soot in my mouth. Serves me right for talking while driving, I suppose. Yeah, it's alright that side, but it's this side is nailed down onto this beam. So, yeah. I might be better going in the loft and just pulling that, so I'm just going to head up there and see if I can lift it and twist it from that side. If I do, you might see a load fall on the floor. Or you might see me fall on the floor. No, it won't come out all as one. few of these pieces down from up here. And then see how we go. I just haven't got the strength to pull it off all in one go. Really. Debbie's not going to be happy with this. It's such a bloody mess, and there's no way, because it's sort of in between branches, there's no way of getting it up in, you know, sweeping the muck up. So I've tried to pull this out from the inside, and I've got it quite loose with that, because these are individually nailed all the way along here. The further I get that way, the less I can reach, because I don't think these are safe enough for me to stand on at the moment. That's these blocks here. So I'm standing on a thin edge of a beam up here, and I can't reach right across. I've jammed a few out, but that's as far as I can go. So what I'm going to do now is knock them up with a hammer. I hope a lot of dust and muck and soot sat on top. So safety first. Got goggles and a mask now. It weren't too bad when I was up top pulling them up, but now I'm going to get the dust falling on me. I'd rather grab the mask on. I might need to need a little platform to reach, but we'll see. Yeah, a lot of cobwebs. They're not so bothered if they break. It's just getting them out. If they break, they're still attached to that side, and I can lift it down later. Some metal hangers there as well, you know. These are what they young the trees are off. And, go there down there. I'll go through off now and pull this face off at this side, which was what I was trying to do. Most of these are broken off, so I'm hoping I'll be able to get a good chunk down. I might just be getting at that one while I'm up there. Drop a few bits down, get a loose up here. And I'm hoping I can get a good section down like that. That's my big hole done. I was trying to get it out in one piece. I've got quite a lot of it out. It's load together, as you can see there. But there was that much dust, muck, soot and everything else on the floor, as you can probably see. Yeah, it's been a bit horrible, and I've been covered in most of that as well. And obviously there's spiders and spiders' webs, old things and bits and bobs, so yeah, not pleasant, but you know, that's the way it is. So my next thing is, there's a metal loft hatch. You can just see part of the frame there. That's the thin piece. Hello. Hello. Hi. So, just got the loft hatch out. It was a lot heavier than I thought it was. He pried it off and started to drop it down through the hole, and it pulled me off the ladder. So, yeah, it was quite heavy. But this is what it looks like now. So, we've got the wooden bar off what ran across from there. And that's the whole loft hatch. That's my pry bar up there. So now what we need to do is get rid of the rubbish on the floor, obviously, and then I'm going to put a beam from there across to here, a concrete one, and then put a concrete one from the 2 marks at the far end there up to it. I know that's not in the middle, anybody who's thinking that, but it's the right size for these blocks to fit in, and then I'll have to chop some down to fit against the wall there. That beam there needs to come out as well, because the beams that I'm going, the blocks that I'm going to put in will rest against the wall all the way along. Similar idea to here, where they're just resting on the wall. It's tapered, so they won't fall through any further. So that's the idea there. And then when I concrete it, obviously they'll all hold themselves in place anyway. So what I'm going to do now is cut this beam. That's me marks where my hanger's going to go, but they have a piece sticks out where the screws go in, so I'm going to cut the beam a bit further back. Hopefully get all that beam out. Yeah, get that down and out of the way. This part of it is going to be part of the loft hatch. I'll put a strip of wood across there so the loft hatch drops down onto it. Same that way. So I've got a mark about 50mm in it is, which should give me plenty to get the it's just a bit dusty. I'll just get me glasses. Yeah, it's just nipping it a bit now. I'll have to just put something in between, stop it nipping it down. And that's it cut. I need to get my tool. It's all right. Spaces in that hole, not very far. So that's the beam down from here. fix the brackets up, chip some out of that side, put a bracket there and drop the blocks in and we're done. But it's not quite as easy as that. So daughter's making me a cup of coffee, so tea break time. Well, coffee break obviously.